Welcome back to our special holiday edition of Tribe Talk. Hello again, everybody. This is Jay Colley. With us is the head football coach at William and Mary, Mike London. First of all, Coach, thanks for joining us. Your staff very busy during this holiday season with some. You found some presents under the tree most recently. So announcements of young men that are going to be playing football here at William and Mary for you.
Well, first of all, I appreciate it, Jay. Hopefully you're enjoying your holidays. I wish that to everybody that's watching, our listening audience, our Tribe fans, supporters. But it was a very interesting day for us, dealt with these unprecedented times that we're in, but we're able to get sign a group of young men that we believe are going to help our team win football games and just add to the climate and culture here around the program. So it's a good day, great day for us. And we look forward to having these young men join us when they possibly can as they begin their college careers.
Coach, I know men of character are very important to you and your program. It always has been. Overwhelming question was, without the ability to go out, look these guys in the eye and get to know their background and such, are you confident that these young men have that character that you're looking for?
You're right, Jay. You pointed out the fact that these young men were met with the challenges all of us had to go through, but obviously not being able to be recruited in person. We relied heavily on film. We relied heavily on previous and past relationships with coaches, opposing teams, called, principals, athletic directors, teachers, all those things, because normally you'd have an opportunity to have these young men in your summer camp. Well, obviously there were no summer camps. Normally, you'd be allowed to go out and watch them play in person. We couldn't do that because of the NCAA rules, and they would be able to come and see you play or come visit you. So a lot of them couldn't do that because of the rules and the standards that were in place, within our localities and on our states. So it was challenging to get a great represented group of young men that could come. We've known about them. We've evaluated them athletically, academically, as you talked about, character-wise. And then the other aspect of it is, with the new NCAA rule, what you may see is a lot of schools on this signing day or on early signing period, you might not see a whole bunch of signees as far as high school seniors, because the NCAA has allowed you now to bring back your fifth year or your seniors or your sixth year seniors on your present squad. So you may see the numbers down for high school signees. The unintended consequence of these young men that were, their seasons may have been cut short if they played at all, dealing with the pandemic. Some schools have decided not to sign any high school kids, but bring their entire senior squad back. We've kind of done half of that. There'll be some guys that we'll bring back in our senior class that are here now. But we also wanted to make sure that some of these kids committed to us early, and I wanted to honor their commitment. And we did our due diligence in finding out about them as players and how they can contribute to this class. So I know that's a lot being said, but it's just that we really were in unprecedented times in this particular signing period. As we speak now, there's still rules and things talking about how we can make it easier for these young men matriculating into their final season. So that's where we are with these 7. And, we look forward to adding them to our team and making us a better football team.
7, as you mentioned, a smaller class. Did you go after the best athletes, or did you go after trying to fit in positions that you're going to need down the road, or both?
A little bit of both. A lot of these kids that we signed, young men we signed, were captains on their team. They were MVPs. They were, there's a few that were, most of them were multi-sport athletes and played, baseball, basketball, obviously football. We have guys that were state track runners in events that they participated in. Some size, we got a couple of guys that are 6'5" plus, quarterback, two defensive backs, one from the Northern Virginia area, one from the Virginia Beach, 7 area, and a running back from Southwest Virginia, a tight end. Tight ends are back in our offense. Coach Taylor likes using tight ends, whether they're on the line, in the backfield, or in a slot position. So that position has become important to us as well. So and obviously the quarterback position is always going to be important. So we addressed some needs, but also knowing some of the guys that are coming back next year, our current seniors, that will address those needs because they are returning. But the ones we have, we feel good about. We were really feel good about who they are, what they represent, their contributions to this team.
Coach, still online. It's all moving forward for an early March, shorten the season, if you will.
We're planning and preparing. And obviously, we've had a chance to see what's gone on with other teams playing during the course of the fall and the different challenges, games canceled, best practices. So we hope to learn from a lot of things. Our medical personnel, Dr. Virginia Wells here, does a fantastic job. From the president on down to, athletic director Jeremy Martin, what best ways to go about having, safe practices and games in situations that allow our student athletes to do what they love to do. But with safety being the priority, we're watching as we move forward to training camp in January, but also making sure that the things that are out there for us to make sure we're aware of, that we continue to keep practicing best practices in terms of getting ready for this season. And you do a lot of stuff in pencil, but you still got a plan. And as you know, we talk about, so what, now what? Things happen, we got to adjust to it. And this has truly been an adjustment period, adapting, being creative, but getting ready for the season. And until someone tells us otherwise, we'll continue to keep doing that.
Well, Coach, I'm going to tell you happy holidays to you, your staff, and your team, and continued success on the gridiron. And we look forward to seeing you again soon.
Thank you. I appreciate that, and happy holidays to everyone else that's out there.
Are the big banks leaving a bad taste in your mouth, charging you all sorts of fees and giving you nothing in return? Open a Langley Pays checking account and you'll earn 10 cents every time you use your debit card. Get your paycheck up to 3 days early and avoid those nasty fees. Now that's a sweet account. Call us or visit a Langley branch to open an account today.
Hear the James River flow, sweet and slow, past your deck. Grip an iron on a course that whispers of legends. Live the family stories you'll be reliving for years. So dance in the sunset, stroll through the pines, push the boat from the dock. Because when your new home is the destination, your home is Burwell's Bluff and the Enclave at Kingsmill.
With your Village Bank debit card, earn points on everyday purchases and redeem them for something special. Village Bank, you're a neighbor, not a number.
Welcome back to this special holiday edition of Tribe Talk. With us is Anthony Henderson, the Senior Associate Athletic Director and the Executive Director of Athletic Advancement. And Anthony, first of all, thanks for taking some time with us and happy holidays to you and your family.
Happy holidays to you too, Jay. Always a good time to sit down and talk to you.
Well, Tribe Athletics has made a lot of news in the last several months and a lot about the financing end of it, which I want to get to in depth with you today. But give us a little background. I know you've been with the program for a couple of years now.
I've been here 18 months. Probably 6 months of that was actually day-to-day what I was used to. And the rest has been kind of something that none of us have been used to, just going through COVID and dealing with trying to get acclimated to a new job and a new community and new people in a different way. So it's been fun, definitely.
Let's get down to some specifics, because I think that communication is so important when you ask folks to donate money to the athletic department. Can you give us some idea of what the needs are right now, presently, and going forward?
The largest need for us is scholarships. I think there is not a well-painted picture about how our department works from a financial standpoint. A lot of people that I've talked to don't realize we actually write a check back to the university every year in the amount of approximately $10 million for our student athlete aid. So we actually pay the scholarships for our student athletes every year back to the university. So out of our $27 million budget, $10 million of that is scholarships. So the more we can actually offset that from a philanthropic standpoint, we can then turn around and invest or reinvest those dollars back into our programs to elevate them and do the things they need to compete for championships. So that's our largest need. Also, our programs just need things to compete for championships. You know, there are certain things that coaches give coaches an edge when it comes to competing. For example, you know, missing less class time. So the ability to raise funds for maybe basketball, women or men, to take a charter flight to Northeastern and get back in time for class as opposed to being on a bus. There are multiple needs for our programs individually. So I would say the individual needs of our programs and scholarships are our two biggest needs in the department.
What's the game plan for you and your staff going forward? Should they be expecting a call from you periodically? Is it getting out the word through media relations, or is it all the above?
It is all the above. It's all the above. Right now, we're concentrating on end of year, fiscal year giving. We have a goal of $2.8 million that we need to raise by March 1st, just because we're in a certain situation now, given the financial strain on our department with COVID and not having sports and other revenues that we typically have. We need to raise $2.8 million by March 1st, just for operational purposes, to make sure that we can keep the department operating. Annually, we need about $4 million in addition to what spends off from our endowments for philanthropic needs for the department. But of course, we would like to grow that as well. So right now, our goal is $4 million by June 30. We'll be coming out with a comprehensive fundraising campaign specifically for athletics in February that'll give more details on how people can give and what the game plan is overall for the department. But yeah, you'll be receiving calls from myself and my team. There'll be emails. Right now we have a campaign going on just thanking everyone for their contributions, because the Tribe Faithful have been very generous over the years, including this year, especially with all the turmoil that has gone on over the last couple of months. I've really been impressed with how generous the Tribe Faithful have been, given the situation that we're in and the needs that we have right now. So we will definitely be in contact. I was fortunate enough when I came in, I was allowed to build a team when I got here. I know they've been engaged with a lot of our Tribe Faithful as well, but we'll be still out talking to folks and trying to get people engaged as much as we can.
Anthony, I love the way you said it earlier. And just to recap, you know, the money that goes to the university for scholarships, essential, got to have it, can't get around that. But all those other dollars that you and your team are raising go to make our student athletes not only more competitive in their particular sport, but giving them the chance to win championships.
Correct. And also gives them a chance that, you know, we're big on, and we're talking a lot about how we develop them while they're here and prepare them for life afterwards. You know, as the NCAA says, 90% of the student athletes are going to go pro in something else. So how do we prepare them while they're here and give them, you know, the opportunities, whether it's attending a conference, doing things that they may not be used to doing as far as leadership and life skills, balancing a checkbook, some of those things they just haven't had experiences with. So how do we give them those experiences while they're here and provide those opportunities? So it's classroom, it's in competition, but it's also those life skills as well.
Thank you so much for your time, Anthony. Continued success. And when you get a call from Anthony Henderson or one of his great team, members of his great team, answer the phone, and they'd love to talk with you.
Definitely. Thank you, Jay.
Everything you know about Colonial Heritage is true. A beautiful golf course with exquisite dining and superb event space. But this is also true. You don't have to live there to play, dine, or celebrate there. So let Colonial Heritage be your host for a round, a meal, or a gathering. It's all true. You don't have to live there to enjoy being there. At Colonial Heritage, golf memberships are available. ColonialHeritageClub.com.
With your Village Bank debit card, earn points on everyday purchases and redeem them for something special. Village Bank, you're a neighbor, not a number.
Hear the James River flow, sweet and slow, past your deck. Grip an iron on a course that whispers of legends. Live the family stories you'll be reliving for years. So dance in the sunset, stroll through the pines, push the boat from the dock. Because when your new home is the destination, your home is Burwell's Bluff and the Enclave at Kingsmill.
The Tribe Leader of the Week, presented by the Virginia Lottery, recognizes exceptional William & Mary student athletes for their contributions as leaders in the classroom and the community. This week's Tribe Leader of the Week, presented by the Virginia Lottery, is women's basketball senior Nyla Pollard. Nyla is a 4-year starter for the Tribe and ranks among the program's all-time leaders in assists. In the classroom, she is a sociology and elementary education major and is a 3-time CAA Commissioner's Academic Honor Roll selection. Nyla has been a part of the Student Athlete Advisory Committee and serves as a student assistant to the SAC advisor. The last 2 years, she has been a student teacher for the Williamsburg-James City County Public Schools. Over the summer, Nyla was a human resources intern for the National Football League. In the community, Nyla is on the junior board of directors for the Make a Play Foundation, has been a student mentor and nonprofit intern for Classroom Champions, and is the co-founder and president of Family Reunion.
With your Village Bank debit card, earn points on everyday purchases and redeem them for something special. Village Bank, you're a neighbor, not a number.
Everything you know about Colonial Heritage is true. A beautiful golf course with exquisite dining and superb event space. But this is also true. You don't have to live there to play, dine, or celebrate there. So let Colonial Heritage be your host for a round, a meal, or a gathering. It's all true. You don't have to live there to enjoy being there. At Colonial Heritage, golf memberships are available. ColonialHeritageClub.com.
Today's brands need to activate their marketing budgets to engage consumers locally where they live and shop. Local events across the country are seeking relevant sponsors and partners, and retailers are always looking for ways to increase store traffic and dollar sales. Bring all parties together and, well, bam! Brand Activation Maximizer, or BAM, is a proven, one-of-a-kind software platform that connects brands, events, and retailers. It provides brands with unique opportunities to reach consumers, while helping events grow bigger and better. And best of all, BAM gets proven sales results by taking retailer interests into account. We've already successfully optimized more than $200 million in sponsorship to date, featuring some of the world's biggest brands and events. Yours could be next. BAM! It's that simple.
Welcome back to Tribe Talk on the special holiday edition where we talk all things Tribe. And with us is Dane Fischer, the head basketball coach at William & Mary. And first of all, Coach, just as an aside for the viewers, we were doing this game a little bit earlier this week, so we have since played UVA. A couple of things about the UVA game, if you don't mind. How did it come about? Is it a game that you would like to see played every year because of the in-state rivalry aspect?
Well, it was a game that we obviously had on our schedule earlier that then unfortunately was taken off the schedule because of COVID issues with their program, which happened right after ours were cleared up. And, we made it a big priority to try to get this game back on our schedule for a few reasons. Number one, it is a great thing to play the in-state teams, and obviously UVA is a phenomenal program, and for us to have that opportunity is a great thing. They're also giving us some money to go play the game, and that's a big part of how we can help our department and making sure that we're doing our part there. So there's a lot of reasons to play it, and we're certainly happy to have the opportunity to play them.
There's an old country music song, Coach, that goes 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Prior to the UVA game, the Tribe had won 2 games in a row before a tough loss versus High Point. Your analysis of all 3 of those games, if you will, and how your team is progressing so far.
The 2 out of 3 ain't bad that I know is sung by Meatloaf. I don't know if that's country song, Jay. Regardless, certainly, our first win of the season was really exciting up at GW. Dug ourselves into a bit of a hole, obviously, in the first half, but was really proud of how the team stuck together and fought back in the second half and got a ton of great performances and great contributions from guys. Second game, we came out really clicking on all cylinders offensively and defensively at Hampton. We made our first 7 threes and never really looked back. Second half was certainly sloppy, but we did enough to take care of business. And then unfortunately we came out and kind of combined our first half at GW with our second half at Hampton for the High Point game, and just really did not play well during any phase of the game. And there's a lot that we got to learn and correct from that game for us with this team move forward.
Is it fair to say that because of the youth of this team, the Tribe's going to have some inconsistencies, and Tribe fans and I guess the coaching staff really going to have to be patient?
I think that's something that a young team is certainly susceptible to, and our goal is to try to limit the inconsistencies as quickly as we can. And to this point in the season, we haven't been able to do it. We've also only played 4 games or 5 games, and it included a 16-day break in between games and a 7 or 8 day quarantine. I mean, there's a lot of factors that have gone into this season to begin with, and you throw in the youth and some of the inexperience that we have. It's going to take a little bit of time, but we're going to continue just to press forward and try to get this team to play as good a basketball as we possibly can.
Coach, it's Christmas Eve. Tell us about the plans for your team during this break, if you will, and will they be able to go home and spend some time with family?
Yeah, one of the things I'm most excited for is the fact that our players do get to go home. And it's been something that we have talked about from day one, is how important it is for them to get home, get a break, be with family. This has been a really long semester for them. They were here a little bit earlier than normal. There's certainly been a lot of restrictions in terms of what they've been able to do from a social standpoint and just the experience on campus. So I know that they really need this break, and it was something that we really worked with our medical team diligently on to put a plan in place to get them home, keep them and their families safe, and get everybody back here safely and allow us to compete starting with conference play in January.
conference play is right around the corner. Hofstra on the schedule on the road first. We have not had a lot of time to talk to you about the back-to-back scenarios of conference play. First of all, start out by when will the guys report back? What day will the guys report back? And what does the preparation look like going to Hofstra?
The guys will come back here the night of the 26th, and we're going to spend 3 to 4 days with the guys doing individual workouts, and we're going to try to basically put guys in bubbles for a little while to avoid being in close contacts with one another. Should anybody get exposed to COVID during their travels, it hopefully won't shut our whole team down. And then, as we get closer to the games against Hofstra, we'll certainly get back to team practices and get ready to go up there and travel up there the day before and get ready to play.
Are there any league directives in terms of COVID, or is that left up to each individual school?
There are league directives, and then there's certainly some left up to the school as well. So, it's a little bit, kind of what we see on a national level with it, to be honest with you. There's some high level federal policies or recommendations, and then it just kind of trickles down to state and local levels. And kind of the same thing with college basketball. You got the NCAA recommendations, the conference recommendations, and then each individual institution.
And I guess as we progress through the season, you'll be able to tell me a little bit more about the idiosyncrasies of preparing for a game back-to-back, but it will certainly prepare every team in this league for conference play, having to play and hopefully having to play back-to-back-to-back games.
Yeah, it will be a unique thing this year in terms of playing those back-to-back games. Obviously, the difference with conference play versus a conference tournament is, conference tournaments can be a different opponent, but it's going to be obviously that same, second day, third day, hopefully. And so yeah, we'll have some different prep for it, but it'll be something that we'll have to adjust to and figure out the best way to do it here as we head through the season.
Coach, we have a question from a couple of fans. They're your kids. Does Santa Claus know the way to your house?
Well, Santa Claus got a letter from our house, so it just depends. They've got another few days here. We'll see how they behave, and we'll see if Santa Claus makes the trip or not.
Thanks, Coach, for your time and continued success. And we look forward to our next visit. Happy holidays.
Thanks, Jay. I appreciate it. And happy holidays, and hope everyone stays safe during this holiday season.